Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. It's Mondays with Mallory, with KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's John Mallory. Listen to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame, weekdays from 3 to 6 on 95.3 FM The Ticket and online at KTIK.com. Now, here's Johnny Ballgame and BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, happy Monday. How's everybody doing out there? Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. We got Mondays with Mallory, so John Mallory is with us, 95.3 The Ticket. He's at home today. No radio show today for them in observance of Martin Luther King Day, so good day to reflect. Johnny was doing my second grader, Naismith, learned about Martin Luther King on Friday and was giving me some reminders and facts about Martin Luther King Jr., and was just in Memphis, the Civil Rights Museum down there. So I know some have to work today, some don't, but a good day to remember why we're off and what this country has become thanks to Martin Luther King.
Yeah, this is a special day in our house, BJ. And, you know, I've studied a lot about MLK, and a lot of people have, obviously. The one thing that sticks out to me is he was 39 when he was assassinated. That's so young. And for him to be able to have done, really changed not only this country, but changed the outlook in the world in many respects. To get all that done and be such a force at age 39. Wow, what a life it was. And not complaining that I have the day off today, man. I'm going to get some stuff done around the house. It was a long sports weekend, and ready to start the day with you. This will be enough for me today, BJ. And there's a lot to talk about here in Boise. This basketball team and what Leon Rice is doing, BJ. It's pretty spectacular, in my opinion.
I will say, if folks aren't already subscribers of the 95.3 The Ticket on iTunes or all the podcast apps, you guys need to go do that, because it's a nice way at 1:30 in the morning to keep you occupied going from Laramie to Denver. Jordan Kay and I listened to Friday's episode of Idaho Sports Talk while we were driving. By the way, I didn't know you had Rocky Johnson on the show. That was a pretty cool one. You had Steve-O on as well. We really enjoyed the Steve-O interview. A couple of his
yeah, man, wow.
Oh man, I wish I could have seen JP's face when he was saying a couple of those things, because they were borderline probably not perfect for a sports talk radio show. But jumping out of a skydiving while taking care of some other business, that was certainly that was a great interview. So thank you to you and Prater and JP for keeping me and Jordan awake at 2 a.m. We rolled into our hotel at the Denver airport about 3:05 a.m. and then got up and flew back yesterday. So if folks are not listening to the podcast on there, go subscribe. It's free and easy on the KTIK app and all the KTIK thing. We're happy to have a partnership with you guys there, and it's a great way to listen to old shows and things, and that's usually how I listen to the show on delay. And actually listened to part of me and Prater's show on Monday on earlier last night, and was actually impressed. I didn't sound half stupid. So go download the app and download our app as well while you're at it, or our podcast on subscribe on YouTube and things like that. So, all right. Yeah. You mentioned the basketball team. We got a little bit of sound from, or video, I guess, from Leon Rice and a couple of the players after the game that I want to play. We're mostly going to spin this thing forward, man. But you look at, you mentioned first place on the line tomorrow night, Nevada. But that's only because of another blowout win at Wyoming last night. That's on Saturday night. That's 3 games in a row, double-digit wins, 3 games in a row, hitting at least 10 threes. back-to-back road, 18 or whatever it was, 17-plus point victories. The team's rising in the computer numbers. I mean, Johnny, this team is they're rolling right now.
Yeah, they are, man, and they've been rolling. They rolled last year all the way to the NCAA tournament, winning both the league and the conference tournament. I mean, Boise State's making a pretty strong claim like, hey, this is kind of our league right now. It's weird, but what impresses me the most is, and I don't know if people will agree or disagree with this, but last year's roster I felt was better. I still feel like last year's team was better than this year's team, but with every game, I'm thinking, well, maybe they're not. Maybe these teams, they're just, they're built and they operate differently, but the sum of the parts is equal type of thing, right? And they just keep doing it because the league's tougher this year, in my opinion. They have tough games coming up. Tomorrow night's going to be thrilling. Can't wait to be in the building for that one, BJ. And, what Leon Rice has established with his staff and kind of this philosophy and their program they have, BJ, it's really impressive. And, boy, it's not like we have a basketball school on our hands, anything like that. But I love the fact that you can be a football school, and that's okay. This is a football school, but you can take basketball very, very seriously too and try to get to the tournament more often than not. And let's see if Leon can continue to build this, getting to the tournament, because that is college basketball, BJ. I'm sorry, but it's really hard to sit there and say, hey, we had a great year, man. But if you don't go dancing, it's hard for me to say you did. You have to be on a bracket line. And I think Boise State's putting themselves in a position, BJ, that for the second straight year, first time in Leon's career, that they will go do that and be in the tournament 2 years in a row. And, this fan base is still looking for that first ever NCAA tournament victory.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe it's this year, but this is, and even 2 years ago, they didn't make the tournament. They kind of underachieved a little bit, but that was a talented team. Had a 13-game win streak in the regular season with the Derek Alston Jr. led team. And this year they just keep following it up. Leon Rice has built and established himself a very good basketball program here in Boise.
No doubt about it. And that's kind of the last thing left on the Leon Rice legacy on the Boise State basketball chart, right, is winning that tournament game. That's never happened before. And you got to get there first before you can win it. And certainly seems like they're on the right track with some of the numbers and things. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But looking back, 18 points again for Chibuzo Abo, 4 of 8 from 3-point range. He's up almost 50%, I think, or around 50% in conference play, shooting the three. He had 9 rebounds as well. So 18 and 9 from Abo. Najee Smith was 4 of 8 from downtown, 4 3-pointers from Najee Smith in a game. Never thought we'd be talking about that. He had 18 and 7. He continues to play well. Max Rice was 17 points. Tyson Degenhart with 13. And Marcus Shaver with a ho-hum 10 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, flirting with a triple-double. So all 5 starters in double figures. 8-point game at the half. And Boise State just kind of stepped on their throat in the second half, got up by 20+. And at the site where the 14-game winning streak ended last year, Johnny, they were able to get it going. And I know Linder's dealing with a lot of injuries. EK's out, but it's still not easy to go up to Laramie. And that was the biggest or most lopsided loss of the season for Wyoming. They only lost by 1 to New Mexico at home, only lost by 5 at home to San Diego State. And you go up there and win by 17. That was a really, really impressive kind of business-like win.
Yeah, and that told.
What did it tell you? What did it tell you, John Mallory? He just froze up there. Where are we at, Johnny? I assume that's his internet, not mine. John Mallory has been frozen. We'll see if we can bring him back in here. We'll see where there he is. Now he's back.
I don't know what happened there, but no, it's Leon Rice saying to the rest of the league, don't forget about me. I ran this league last year, and I'm back this year too, BJ. And I thought, for everything that you said, the takeaways in Laramie were special. You could take those away. Those are good things in a blowout win. There's not a lot of takeaways there. It was, I think, and it just sets up a monster matchup tomorrow. And if you look at the standings, just for a college basketball fan, BJ, it's going to be fun paying attention to how the Mountain West shapes out this year, because there's probably 5 teams that legitimately think they can win this thing.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. I do want to hear from Leon Rice and Chibuzo Abo, Najee Smith. I put together a little 2-minute clip of them talking about the win. But first, I want to tell you about some of our great sponsors. We're in the Cutwater Spirits Studios this morning. More than 30 flavors of premixed premium cocktails. You can pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Our title sponsor, RowPaint.com, reminds you they got that special going on right now. 15% off the interior painting in your home if you use the promo code BNN15. That's right. You just go online, ROEPaint.com, use the promo code BNN15 when you're putting in your price quote. You fill out the form and you get 15% off the interior painting of your home. So don't mess around. Let the professionals do it at RowPaint.com. Lithia Ford of Boise, we're thankful for them as well. And how about this? They're paying top dollar for used cars and trucks, even if you don't buy from them. It's all done in 3 easy steps. You can share your vehicle information, make an appointment, and get a cash offer from an appraiser while you wait. It's hassle-free, and it's on the spot at Lithia Ford of Boise. Idaho Central Credit Union, the official bank of Bronco Nation News and the Raines family. ICCU.com. You can get more information. There's a bank on every corner. Head on in, fill out your account, sign up. Takes about an hour, and then you never have to come back into the bank. You can do all the mobile e-branch, online banking, all the check deposits, transfer money, pay car loans, all that stuff right there from your phone app or from your computer. So check them out, Idaho Central Credit Union. Johnny, let's hear from Coach Rice, Chibuzo Abo, Najee Smith after the win in Laramie.
I was so impressed with our team's grittiness and toughness, and because I'm telling you, that's hard. We played a hard game on the road, then you got to travel twice. You got to get up here to altitude, and it's a challenge playing here, as we've talked about it many times over the years. Like I said before, New Mexico was tired. They play at 5,000 feet. They were tired. So that's where our bench was so important. They came with some big efforts tonight, and I thought Lucas really helped us, and boy, Max really took some scoring, in the first half that really kept us going and got us going good. And everyone contributed in great ways. So really proud of the toughness of our team, and because that's what it takes in this league is you got to be so tough to go night after night. Because everybody's banged up, and everybody's. When I say everybody, I mean everybody around this league, and so you're having to reach down and play injured and play. We got a lot of guys with, it's no secret. You saw Shaver limping around some possessions, and but they're tough. They're tough kids, and that's why they're in first place right now, tied with the team we play Tuesday, and that's great. That's where you want to be.
It felt good, I don't know if it was mental or it was actually a thing, but the elevation definitely felt like a thing in the first half. We also knew this wasn't a team that was going to go away in the first half, so we just kept pushing.
It felt real good to get definitely how last year went and kind of had our rivalry going, and losing here last year in this building and having them storm the court, it definitely brought a vendetta, and we came for revenge. Very pleased, their crowd was trying to give them energy and trying to get into it, but we did our best to just keep them out of the game.
I think we made a big statement, but not just for the league, but for ourselves, that we can do this every 4 minutes at a time, just one game at a time, too.
That's a heck of a lot better than being somewhere else, right? That's where you want to be, and you want to be playing in these games like the one we have Tuesday. We need to sell out. We need it loud in there. We need a great home court advantage because, Cody's guaranteed me a sellout. He's going to walk across the river or something crazy. Yeah, well, let's put him out there as that guy. But.
Definitely. A lot of people wrote us off and said we'd finished about last in the Mountain West, and we didn't have anything that we had last year, so we just came to prove them wrong that we're still here.
Someone said you're going to be last.
Yeah, around there.
This is some Kirby Smart type stuff.
There he is. Apparently he says Najee Smith says somebody picked him last in the Mountain West, and then Jordan joked it must have been some Kirby Smart stuff. Never heard anyone pick him last, Johnny, but there weren't a lot of people picking him first. I mean, they were kind of forgotten about going into the year, and even right now, I don't think they're still probably getting the proper respect they deserve nationally. And you look up, like you said, in the standings, and there they are, tied in the loss column for first place.
I don't know how Leon's getting away with this too, starting basically Degenhardt's your 5 and Najee's your 4. Or Abo's your 4, however you want to slice it. Like, they're really, it's a positionless starting 5 outside of, I guess, the 5 and the 1. And they're winning, and it's working, and they're gelling, and they like each other. And I don't think they give a crap who leads the team in scoring or rebounding. They just want to win. And that's a special thing with college basketball, especially in the landscape of this sport right now, where the best teams in the country, they only get their kids for 7 or 8 months now. Leon's had these kids a long time. I know there's some newcomers, but look how old this team is with Najee and Max and Shaver kind of leading the way there. Dagenhart feels old, and he's a sophomore. And, you hit the nail on the head earlier in this edition of BNN where Chibuzo Abo, his ascension, it was needed. It happened at the perfect time. It's special. The kid can flat out play. I was a little reserved after 7, 8 games thinking, well, this kid's nowhere close to Key Jab or ACOT and some key pieces they lost. And now the more I watch him, I say, okay, yeah. No, he's close to those guys. He can play, and he's really long. You don't think Abo's as big as he is, BJ. I think until you see him in person, you think like that's kind of an NBA body. And it's working, like I said. And Leon, Cody Gogler is guaranteeing a sellout, BJ, tomorrow night on a Tuesday.
I don't know if Leon was joking about. Maybe Leon was joking about that. I don't know. No, tomorrow's 7 o'clock.
7.
Tomorrow's a regular 7 o'clock game, thankfully. Friday at New Mexico is a 9 p.m. start. That'll be a late one. That'll be a big one that we'll talk about later in the week. But, I don't know, Johnny, what do you think? The Utah State game was a 4:30 game on a Saturday. That was a huge crowd. They announced 12,000. It was a sellout. 7 o'clock on a weekday. Are we still going to hear some excuses from fans not coming, or do you think we get another sellout tomorrow night?
I don't think they get a sellout. If they do that, it'll be sweet, right? But no, I don't think it's going to be a sellout. It'll be close. Maybe you can compare it against a past Tuesday crowds, BJ. It might be the best Tuesday crowd they've had in a while type of thing because, people in Boise, for whatever reason, 7 o'clock basketball game, a lot of people would either rather stay at home and watch or listen to it or just have something else going on. And I think that's weird. This is a really good basketball program, and those games are a lot of fun, and the atmosphere delivers when they play well and the crowd gets behind them. It's a lot of fun being in that building. And I've always thought there's a special thing about Nevada with this fan base. And Utah State kind of has it in basketball too, where it's like, oh, Nevada, they're playing Nevada. That's a little bit more salt and pepper on this thing, and the fan bases have been facing each other since the Big Sky days. I think the fact that it's Nevada and Nevada's in first place, might up the ante a little bit more for this fan base. I know I'll be there, you'll be there, and that place is going to be rocking tomorrow, whether it's 8,000, 10,000, or 12,000, BJ. The people that will be there, they're going to rock out with their Broncos out, man, for sure.
Hey, we're taking your comments in the Idaho Central Credit Union YouTube chat. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you can get your comments in there. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we highly recommend and request that you switch over to YouTube and subscribe on the YouTube channel so you can get the future broadcasts and shows there. And Johnny, we do want to start with our man, OK Bro Chill. I know that he had reported the other day or put in the post-game show that he was in the hospital. He did say, wanted to let you guys know, thank you guys for the well wishes. Much better and resting. Love Bronco Nation. You guys are the best community in college sports. So, okay, Bro Chill, good to hear that you're doing better, man. Hope you can continue to make progress. Cody says, go Broncos. Big one tomorrow. First place on the line, as we talked about. Perry says, Cody says, good to see Lucas making a big impact the last 2 games. I thought Lucas Milner, I think it was 6 points, 6 rebounds, Johnny, in the last game. But maybe they're finally starting to get a little production from Lucas.
Oh, man, that'd be huge, right? That'd be big time. We saw what he did last year in the tournament game against Memphis, remember? Milner played well against Memphis. So we've seen it. Leon's seen it. They just haven't been able to make it into a consistent type of thing. So moving forward, you want guys to get better every day. Coaches always say, we want to get 1% better a day. By the end of the year, we'll be up 100% better, right? And if Lucas Milner can, be one of those guys, just continue to get better. I think his confidence with Lucas, and I think he was bummed, man. Lucas Milner thought he was going to be the center of this team. He thought he was going to be Mladen Armouche. He thought he was going to play 27 minutes a night, and he was going to average a double-double, and he was going to pick up right where Armouche left off. And we found out early, at least at that point in the season, this season, he wasn't there. and he wasn't that type of player, and he didn't have the impact that Mladen Armouche had for a few years here with this program. So the coaching staff had to refigure this thing. Okay, well, Milner's not giving us minutes. We'll have to bring him off the bench, and hopefully he gets his confidence back. It feels like he is. Yeah, dude, with this bench, when you get Whiting and you can get Milner to kind of be the two biggest pieces of the bench, BJ, I think they can get away with it. I think you can win a Mountain West Conference championship with that formula. They're certainly on their way, but some very difficult games coming up, as you know.
Hey, we'll get back to the comments in just a second, but if you're looking for a new job, how about Transportation Compliance Service? Check them out, transcomservice.com. They can help you with the permits and all the things you need to get out there and become a truck driver and tow in that first load in no time. So we're talking Amazon truck in your neighborhood, the big rig on the screen, everywhere in between. If you're looking for a new job and you want to get into the trucking industry, look no further than transcomservice.com. If you're looking for a new dentist, how about Boise Dentistry Co.? Check them out. Locations across the Treasure Valley, all the way down to Mountain Home, Caldwell, everywhere in between. Full family dentistry. And our family is so happy we made the switch, Dr. Meinert, and love going there. So check them out, BoiseDentistryCo.com. And if you're looking for new insurance, how about United Commercial Insurance? 229-8222, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. They can write business policies in 44 states around the country. They're trying to beef up their local Treasure Valley businesses here. So if you handle the insurance for your business, UnitedCommercialInsurance.com can save you hundreds of dollars with a quick phone call. So they make insurance easy at United Commercial Insurance. We're rolling on the comments here. Cole says, Johnny is calling you out, Bronco Nation. Clip it, BJ. So maybe did you take a big shot at Bronco Nation or call him out for maybe trying to sell out the game tomorrow?
No, I thought I said whether it's 8,000, 10,000, or 12,000, it's going to be rocking. But I've lived in this town long enough. Maybe Cole hasn't. Sellouts on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
I don't ever remember that happening.
No, it would be a monumental thing if they got even close to a sellout tomorrow night, to be honest with you. I think 9,000-10,000 would still be a huge crowd for a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And but we'll see. You're coming off two big wins, and you'd think there'd be a lot of excitement. Anyone that came to the Utah State game, I don't know why you left that building thinking anything other than, I want to come. When's the next home game? I got to come back. And then you add two wins in there, so you think they're you think that you'd be feeling pretty good about that. Perry says Shaver with almost a triple-double at less than 100%. Shaver had 10, 9, and 8, Johnny. Do we see a triple-double from Shaver this year?
Sure. I'll throw it in there. That dude is a boss, man. Marcus Shaver Jr., I think he's the glue that keeps this entire team together. And that's hard to decide because you got 4 players averaging at least 12 points. Have you seen that, BJ?
In conference play, all 5 are in double figures, yeah.
Wow, impressive. But Shaver, to me, the glue, the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, when this team is at their best, Marcus Shaver Jr., it feels like is the best player on the floor, making clutch shots, penetrating, dishing, defending. And you've seen it this year. We've seen it without him. And then we've seen it when he's playing it even. I don't know where he is on the percentage, if he's 90% healthy, 75. But they're a different team when he plays well. And I'll tell you this, if there's a huge game and they're coming, maybe it's in the conference tournament, maybe it's in the NCAA tournament. I think for them to win that magnificent size game, it's going to have to be Shaver dropping 17 with 9 rebounds and 8 assists. One of those type of games. He's a stud. I think he goes down where the way he's playing now. I think, BJ, he's put himself in a conversation that old school Boise State basketball fans will have when they talk about the great players and the impactful players who came through this program. If Marcus Shaver Jr. is essentially the starting guard on 2 straight teams that go to the tournament, I think that puts him in some special company. He's playing like it. I'm really glad he's back. He's a cool dude on the floor. He's like that off the floor, as you know. He's soft-spoken. He just kind of goes about his business. There's a lot of talkative guys on this basketball team, we'll show up at practice and Tyson Degenhart wants to talk to me about the Seahawks and all these dudes.
He asked where you were, by the way. When you missed a recent game, you went back home for a family matter. He actually was disappointed that you weren't there.
Yeah. I appreciate him saying that, man. But I think Shaver, back to him real quick, it feels to me like, again, I'll just wrap it up. He feels like he can be that glue. He's a very, very good player, and Bronco Nation is lucky to have that guy. He's a cool guy, too.
Kareem the Dream says big shot Shave.
Yeah, man.
It's Keaton says Shaver's assist numbers have been getting better and better. Looks like he's getting more comfortable being the facilitator.
Good point.
He had that one really nice drive and kind of a behind the back pass to Lucas Milner, who caught it and dunked it. I thought that was a big one. Cody disagrees with you, though. Thinks Najee Smith is the heart and soul of the team. Sorry,
Yeah,
Bobby.
he's tough too. I just think that, I won't argue that because, like I said, you could pick a few guys to be that on this team. Some nights it's Najee. Some nights I guess it's big shot Shaver. I mean, Najee Smith, he to me, BJ, has been the biggest, most pleasant surprise, taking his game from. I mean, last year you could argue that he was the 6th man of the year in the league. Had a really good year as a bench guy. This year, you can argue that he's an all-league player. He's playing at that level. He's playing out of position. He does it on both ends of the floor. I don't know what he struggles with. An all-around ball player is Najee Smith, and I wouldn't have said this last year, but I think he's going to make a few bucks overseas, BJ, in the next few years. And I don't know if I would have said that last year. Really, really impressed. That goes to show, BJ, when you work on your game all off season and you're committed to it, you're going to be better the next year. Najee Smith's better for sure.
Yeah, and you got to give Leon Rice and his staff credit for finding and identifying Najee Smith and then the improvement that he's made the last couple of years as well. By the way, Johnny, I know you're jealous, but if you heard my phone ring there during the show, I apologize, but it was Jimmy from the National Financial Hardship Loan Center telling me that I've been approved for a $31,000 hardship loan. I don't know about you, but I get one of those probably twice a day maybe. It's getting old. I don't need a loan. I'm doing fine from the hardship company, and the spam calls, man, they're getting out of control on my phone these days. But
DirecTV, I've been a customer for 17 years, dude. Stop calling me. I already give you money.
And I love my old folks at the Idaho Press, but they enjoy calling fairly often too from the call center, trying to get you to get a subscription, which I already have. So we got about 4 minutes left. I want to focus on the standings and the games ahead here, Johnny, but do want to shout out our last group of sponsors real quick. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. Go download their new app, the Ridley's app. It's awesome, and you get like 40% off on a lot of the deals and things that are app exclusive. So go download the Ridley's app and then go to one of their 13 locations in the state of Idaho, and you'll not be disappointed with the service or the deals you get at Ridley's Family Markets. You can find a location near you at shopridleys.com. The Blue and Orange Store, theblueandorangestore.com. They got that new retro logo, Johnny. They got it on the sweatshirts, the T-shirts, a lot of new arrivals there at theblueandorangestore.com. Some of the flash sales they have going on, and don't forget free shipping any order over $40. So if you're looking for Boise State gear, the best, most comprehensive spot, it's pretty obvious, the Blue and Orange Store. And you can go in the second story there. You see the picture in the upper right-hand corner at the Boise Town Square Mall. They're on the second floor, and check out in person some of their stuff. And, of course, our man Matt Bauscher, BauscherRealEstate.com. Number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley yet again. You can get more information, and he'd love to help you out. His team, no home is too big or too small for Matt Bauscher and his team, part of the Amherst Madison Real Estate Advisors. Check them out, BauscherRealEstate.com. And, Johnny, we're close to announcing the details for the second annual BNN golf tournament. We're working on locking in a date and hoping that you had enough fun that we can get you and KTIK out there again for year two. Hoping to get some of the coaches and everybody out there again. It was a lot of fun, and we appreciate Timberstone Golf Course. PlayTimberstone.com is their website, and they got the Tad Holloway is still doing all the private lessons. They still have the indoor flight track simulators and all that. So even if it's cold outside, who cares? You can still work on your game. Get out there. PlayTimberstone.com. Let's see here. Smith is just one of those guys that does the dirty work, Perry says.
He does more than that, though, Perry. Like, he does do the dirty work, but he also can create off the dribble and get you a big bucket. He can defend any player on the floor. Like, it's pretty interesting. Like, yes, he does the dirty work, but he also does the clean work, if that's if that makes sense too. Yeah.
Perry's got a 12-point win tomorrow. He's thinking they win pretty comfortably. 78-66 is his score prediction for Nevada. Remember, Johnny, that was a 2-point game down in Reno. Boise State had a couple scoring droughts. They had a lot of chances to win that game. Mm-hmm. They go up and, tie the game. No, I guess they took the lead, right, by one on a Pavle Kuzmanovic drive with like 13 seconds left, because don't forget Tyson Degenhart and who we've been talking about a lot, Najee Smith, were both fouled out of the game in the last 4 minutes. So you had Najee Smith in there and out of there, and Pavle Kuzmanovic drove, scored with 13 seconds left, but you give it right back. Pavle had to guard Blackshear, and he drove right past him, and there wasn't much help, and he laid it in with about 3 seconds left. They added a free throw, and Boise State loses by 2. So a very tight game in Reno, and they've been playing really, really well, and expecting a tight game tomorrow night.
It's just different. There's certain teams you play in league that I think are just different. I think Nevada qualifies for one of those teams, and it's nice that Nevada, I'll just say it, I like it better in the Mountain West when Nevada is good. And when Nevada's fan base gets a little cocky, a little arrogant, a little like the Nevada fan base has over their years with their basketball program. They're the team that's went on up to Sweet 16 runs a couple of times. They're the team that's been to the tournament probably as much or more so than any Mountain West team in the last 10 years or so, maybe even further back, 15, 18 years back in the WAC days when Nevada was going to the tournament all the time. That's a prideful basketball program and fan base. So yeah, I think it's awesome when they're good, and they're kind of nasty. They're all, they're kind of the program that wears the black hat, if you will, like they take pride in kind of being the renegades, and hey, nobody wants us. Everybody hates Reno, or and we're going to come kick your butt though. And when Boise State and Nevada are both good at the same time in basketball, those are fun games. I wasn't in Reno, but the atmosphere felt like early March atmosphere, BJ, earlier on in the year, right?
Cody says that they win regardless because we don't have to live in Reno.
See, you get that. Yeah, and I think the Nevada fan is kind of, they get sick of that. So they want to take that attitude out on you by having their basketball program beat yours, and they're going to be fired up tomorrow. Like you said, 7:00. This is a big time game, man. I almost wish it was tonight.
Oh, I know, and I don't have the series history in front of me, but I think that Nevada up until the last couple of years had gotten them a lot. Remember when they had the twins, the Martin twins?
Yes.
And they, Nevada had gotten them one year. I think got them 3 times in the same season.
Eric Musselman. I mean, that brief time they had Muss coaching the team. I mean, they were tough. Trent Johnson further back. Mark Fox did a good job. Nevada, again, they've had a really good program, so it's nice to see them back. And Alford, he's a good coach, BJ. He might not be Musselman, but Steve Alford can run you a good program, and it's nice to see him doing that this year with Nevada. Last year, we thought was going to be the year, and I think they had too many moving parts. They had too many dudes who were about me and not the team last year. A bunch of dudes who just wanted to get to the pros, and they wanted Nevada to help them get there, but they didn't care all that much about the little things, in my opinion. This Nevada's team does, and Steve Alford and Noodles Neal, his big assistant, BJ, they do a good job. You'll see this tomorrow, BJ, but Noodles.
I was going to ask you about Noodles Neal, man. That guy, that hair. I mean, if you don't like Nevada, you can just kind of look at his kind of arrogance, cockiness on the bench, and that white hair flipping back. I think that's why some people are always commenting on Neal. But he's done a lot of things, man. He's been with Steve Alford a long time, and he's a heck of a coach.
And he, in his own right, that they had a couple of really good New Mexico teams, BJ, about
and
7-8 years
his
ago.
son played on the team too, like Leon's son did. So I know
yes,
they
he
talked
did.
about that. Yeah.
Yes, he did. And well, Noodles is one of those assistants that sometimes you don't know who the head coach is. Like you have 2 coaches standing up. That always bugs me in college basketball. I don't know if it does for you, but you have that well-established assistant that's like, I'm not sitting down, I'm going to stand too. And Nevada essentially has 2 coaches on a lot of possessions, both standing up on the sideline. Just part of the whole Reno effect. I don't know how Noodles Neal made his way into this show today, but he's a real good assistant coach, and that's a good get for Nevada to have him and Alford work really well together. They do.
And basically on my quick research here and looking this up real quick, Johnny, in the last 5 years, Nevada's 12-4 against Boise State. So there was a time there where they won 8 games in a row, and they were able to come back, and Boise State's done a little better of late, but it's been a tough go at times for Boise State against Nevada, and I put that on the screen here real quick. Oh, it's kind of hard, too small to see. But Boise State did win all 3 games last year, if you remember right, Johnny. And then Nevada had won, I think, 8 in a row and 11 out of 12 right before that. So we'll see moving forward tomorrow night. Big game, big crowd expected, and should be fun, Johnny. We'll see you courtside, Extra Mile Arena. Hopefully get you on the pregame show after Abe Jackson jumps on. And we'll be listening tomorrow. No show today, so we'll be listening tomorrow 3 to 6 as you guys get ready and break this game down. And shouts to Prater, by the way. When we were listening at 1:30 in the morning, driving over to the Denver airport, we were re-listening to the show, and Prater predicted a 20-point win, and it was pretty close to that. So Prater was all over that. So appreciate you, Johnny. Have a good rest of your Monday. And again, hopefully folks take the time and refresh yourself with why we are getting a day off from work today with Martin Luther King Day and what that means to this country. And like I said, my 7-year-old was giving me some facts and things I had to go look up to make sure they were accurate, and they were. And it's a special day for a lot of people in this country, and he should be honored and commended and remembered for that. So, Johnny, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And that'll do it. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. Leon Rice and a couple players are meeting with the media today. So we'll check the YouTube page for Bronco Nation News, the YouTube channel, a little later this afternoon. We'll get those full interviews up if you want to hear Leon and some players talk about the game tomorrow. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bronco Nation News Live here at Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com.